Hi, Dad. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Sammy.
All right. Why don't you state your name, Dad, and where you're at?
Gregory Wong. I'm at my home right now. I'm near my home office, Avenue, Millbrae,
You don't have
California.
to give your address. Just say what
Oh,
state.
okay. Okay.
You're in Millbrae.
Yes, I'm in Millbrae.
Right, so I got a couple questions I just want to ask you. So if you are so kindly to answer them the best you can, okay?
Okay.
What would you say is your greatest life lesson?
Greatest life lesson. Coming out of my stroke, surviving my stroke,
How was that a lesson?
because it put me at a disability. I didn't even know about it, but when I woke back up, I felt little bit compromised, but I didn't feel too bad, but something that I couldn't recover from,
Something that you couldn't recover from or could recover from?
something I could recover from.
So this whole recovery has been like a life lesson for you
It has been a life lesson. Yes, it has.
because you're not as
It shows you that you're how vulnerable you can be.
yeah, that's true. I think it was a life lesson for everyone in your family as well too. Because I think we thought, you were, I think we all think we're kind of invincible. And then when it hits you so close to home, it's kind of like an eye-opening situation.
Mhm. Yes.
All right. Speaking about your life lesson in stroke, what was positive and what was negative about your stroke?
What was negative was just getting a stroke, right? Getting a stroke didn't even have no built up or anything that gave me any kind of clue that was going to happen, right?
Yeah, because you did everything normal that day, right?
hmm Went to sleep, and then I didn't wake back up. The only thing I remember is that I wasn't right. I think I woke up. I don't remember. It's all kind of foggy, but that was a negative thing. Now the positive thing about it
Mhm.
is going to the hospital and then waking up the next day and knowing that I have everything, but still having all these inserts into me, like blood, taking my veins and stuff like that, and I could tell that I've been through something, right? And not having all of I pretty much the next day after I felt that I had my mind, but I didn't have it all. It was kind of a little scrambled a little bit. Okay,
Yeah. How's your mind now?
it's good now.
Yeah.
You
How
find
did you feel
you
scrambled? Was
find anything you find anything wrong with my mind?
just testing you. How did you feel like it was scrambled? Was it like when someone asked you a question that you couldn't particularly like express yourself? Was everyone talking
Um,
fast or?
I get some names mixed up and stuff like that. I just did that. So, but that all cleared up later on. I knew their names, but I couldn't pull it out of my head or something like that.
Was it ever frustrating?
Uh, no, it wasn't frustrating. It was just I didn't know. I just didn't know. I know the person's name, but I just can't get it out of my head. But it'll come back later on. But it was kind of like, wow.
When you kind of went through some therapy, like speech therapy, did they give you any hints on how to work with that? Or did it just eventually come with practice and hearing conversation and seeing our faces?
You call it beach therapy
Speech therapy.
or speech therapy. Um, it just took time for me to get it all back. They would talk to me a little bit, and stuff like that. But um, it was good though. It all turned out okay.
Good. All right. Um, do you remember, can you briefly describe the type of stroke that you survived?
Well, the stroke is like I think the doctors have told me that that I was pretty lucky. You know, what I mean that I was able to get it all back. You know, usually you lose a little bit, you don't get it all back. So I was lucky on that.
Do you remember if it was on your left side or right side or the name of the stroke?
I know it was on my left side and it affected my right side of my, you know, my body. You know what I mean? Because I knew that I had. It wasn't right away, but probably within a month after I got discharged, I started feeling some right shoulder soreness. I couldn't even bring my right arm above my, above my shoulder, and it felt kind of like, wow, this is kind of like achy and stuff like that. And I had trouble, you know what I mean? So
Different than any of your like other type of normal orthopedic pains, like it was.
no, it didn't affect anything else, but mainly my shoulder area. You know, I didn't have any issues before, you know, but maybe when I went back to teaching my yoga class and stuff like that, I wasn't probably body wasn't quite in shape like the way it used to be. That's one thing that I kind of fell into a trap with this, where I was thinking that I didn't lose too much, but actually I should have been more gradually get back into my things I used to do.
Like you kind of pushed your body too hard after the stroke while it's still recovering.
Yes, I did. Like hopping on my bike and getting ready to roll, and that's a different feeling. You know what I mean? When you kind of like rolling on a bike. You know what I mean? Because then you haven't done it for a while, and you lose that feeling of how it's supposed to be. You know, and the road's moving below you, and you try to get your feet out of the clips and stuff like that. And you know, it's just kind of like learning your body needs to feel it again.
Was that kind of a shock because biking and doing these like sports is so natural for you, right? But then post stroke, then when you get on your bike for the first time, like the way you're describing how feeling the road and all that stuff and clipping out of the bike, it does take like a lot of steps and a lot of like planning, motor planning when you're doing these sports, right? But
Oh,
before it was
yes,
so natural.
yes, of course. And that was kind of like that was hard for me to put it all together back again. You know, I mean, I took what I took for as part of my like natural ability. You kind of have to think about what you're doing now. You know, and so a little different.
And then speaking back to like yoga and biking, now are you back to doing those activities again?
I can go back to my yoga now. I should probably, you know, do a little. I haven't done much as far as my physical abilities. You know, what I mean, I've taken it down, you know, but I think I do want to get active again, like the way I used to be, and I may do that when I retire. You know, maybe make it part of my uh, plan of my body. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like I'm up there in age now, and people people don't know how old I am. You know what I mean? Because I keep myself such good shape. You know, so I think it helps that I'm naturally skinny. You know what I mean? So I won't put a whole lot of weight on. I'll put a little bit of weight on, but I haven't ever since I've been on being less active. I've maintained my weight. You know what I mean? So I'm not overeating, so that's good.
Good, Dad. Don't get too skinny.
I'm not. I'm just maintaining where I'm at. You know.
I hope I have your genes. Um,
We're pretty skinny now. You know.
well, speaking on that, it's kind of like you're right on target. So, what are your hobbies and interests?
My hobbies. I have hobbies like cycling. Um, I like watching TV at night during the after dinner. Try and watch some provocative shows. You know that are interesting. You know.
Dad, provocative? You mean like just action-filled shows?
Action feud shows, some good drama shows. You know.
Do you
I
watch
see
them with
some pretty good.
Maddie and Mom?
I do watch it with sometimes myself, sometimes with Maddie. but he's leaving soon. So wow, it's kind of like he
You're gonna
got he
miss him.
got in that. Yeah, coming up.
I know he's always telling me that you guys finished this drama show, and yeah, you're gonna miss him, huh?
Of course. Yeah, he's watched. I mean, he's watched some shows like Barbarian was pretty good.
Yeah.
Barbarian was pretty good. Swamp Thing is not bad. Swamp Thing is kind of like it's not as good as Barbarian, but it's but I'm watching it with him. That he has another one that we watch. It's kind of like it's got a I don't remember the name of it, but it's got the kind of robotic and these superheroes and stuff like that. Black superhero and I couldn't get into that, so I thought let's change it. Just watch something different.
I know that mom doesn't really like these action-filled movies, but she's told me that she's tried to get you to watch these like rom-com movies. Do you like watching those with her?
Rom com.
Yeah, like
This
romantic comedy movies.
I watch it with her. I do watch it, but she likes to go and while I'm watching my movies on TV, she plays with her phone and there's these little games or these um,
Really? She tried to say
work.
that you're always on your phone.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not. I kind of put the phone away at night. I don't. I put it away. I keep it I keep it by my bedside or I have it next to me, but I don't play with it the whole time.
Huh, I'm gonna ask her about that. She says
Yes.
and you say different things.
No, she's on the phone the whole time.
All right,
Doing
don't
work.
throw her under the bus through here. You so cycling. What other interests and hobbies do you have?
I do like yoga, but I haven't gotten back to it. You know, I should probably get back to doing that stuff. You know,
Do
like
you,
doing the up dogs, the down dogs, doing all those things I used to do, and I don't think I'm quite as flexible as I used to be. You know, but I took it for granted, and now that I haven't done it, I think it'd be kind of a little bit struggle for me when I get back.
but I think you, as a teacher, you always taught your uh, your patients or your groups
My
that
students,
your
my
students.
students.
When you hear students say that, I'm not flexible or I can't do it, what do you say to them?
Well, I don't hear them say it, but they'll have some difficulties. But and I says that you're just new here, that it'll get better. I mean, because your first day is going to be a little rough. The second day will be a little easier, and it gets easier and easier beyond that. But it comes to a point where you got to know your body. You know what I mean? Because certain bodies can do a little bit more. You know, depending on what your goals are, too. Right?
Well, so listen to yourself because then you just have to start somewhere with yoga too, or that even sounds like just a life lesson too. Like uh, when you start something new, it's your first time and you just do little by little every day and you set goals for yourself and you just kind of work at it each day. At the same time, listen to yourself and listen to your body because only you know, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, throw you off course a little bit. How did you meet your wife and how long have you guys been married?
How did I meet my wife? I met her through her older sister when I was at City College. I already knew who she was, but I didn't really, didn't have any romantics at the time, But I was in my first year of junior college. I think my first year in junior college. And Rosa was in a class. She says, "Hey, I need you to do me a favor and take my sister out for her senior prom." I says, "Really?" And I says, "Well, before I go to senior prom, I need to go on a date with her before, so I'm not wasting, so I don't be like wasting my time whole time at her prom. You know what I mean?" So I took her on a date. I think
Did
I went
make
to see a movie. I went to see a movie, and the movie was okay. You know what I mean? I can't remember which movie it was. It was I can't
Was
remember
mom
which movie.
was she a shy girl or was she very polite and nice?
She was very polite and nice, you know. So it
Was
worked
she,
out okay. So
was
I
she
said,
a
oh,
little
okay.
bit embarrassed that her older sister set her up or was she open to it?
I think she was open to it.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
And so then you decided that you would take her to prom?
Yes, I go to her prom, you know. So we went to her prom. We did some dancing and stuff like that. And then after her prom was over, I stayed with her in my car and waited for her. She went to go to a some kind of entry, some kind of testing at City College.
Oh, like an
So I
entry.
drove her. So after we went bowling that same night, after the prom, went bowling, right? And that, then I drove her to the City College, and I kind of waited in the car, kind of sleeping in the car in the shade. And she went to take her class. And she came back, and I was still there, right? You know, and then so it worked out okay.
And then how many years later? How many years have you guys been married?
We've been married. Well, it took us 8 years for me to actually propose, 7, 8 years to propose to her, and then after that we got married.
And then how long have you, speaking of though, this is her ring, right?
Yes, is that both her rings? That's one ring, right? Is
This
that
is
both
her,
her rings?
this is her engagement ring and this is her band, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like I guess she's doing both of them. So then, hey, he got away cheap, huh?
I love it though. And then, so what year were you married or how long has it been? Do you know how long it's been?
Uh, 34 years,
34.
33, 34 years, something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Because Gaul is 33, so 34.
Yeah, 34 years, yeah.
Wow, I'm only at month 2. What is your secret to a long marriage?
Oh, secret? Um,
You just say yes and nod your head and don't really listen.
no, it's just,
You let it go one in and one ear and one
you
out the
must
other.
be out of here. I don't know, wait here, man.
I'm doing a really professional,
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
so what's the secret, Dad?
secret is communication, definitely communication. So you have some problem, you need to kind of bring it up and you guys talk about it.
You know what I think the secret of when I just experiencing you and mom is that mom is a little bit of a tiger mom. She's very stubborn and strong, but you are like really easy to forgive and like you forget the argument the next day. You don't hold grudges.
No, I don't hold grudges.
Yeah. All right. What life lessons did you feel were important to teach your children?
Uh, teaching my children the right way to do things, you know, because we had so many kids, right? So we teach you guys that, okay, I'm a stickler that, okay, when we sit down at the table, we eat, we don't go run around all over the place, you know, like, uh, like Elliot and Moy, they run around like crazy. They don't finish their meals, so you gotta get them back, you know what I mean? So it's just doing the right things, you know.
But why do you say that's the right thing? Like, is it just the way you envision your family?
Because we have 4 you guys, so we had to make sure you guys get done certain around time. You know, because we get dinner going, we don't want to be up all night long trying to get you guys to eat. There's a certain amount of time
Oh, so just
you got to
convenient for
eat.
you and mom, like you need to have us all eat within that hour so you're not changing.
Yes, yes. And when we're at the family at table, we put away the phones. You know, this time that we're all together,
We didn't
we
have
enjoy each
phones
other.
back then, Dad.
Yeah, what?
We didn't have phones back then.
Well, you get easy be distracted. You know what I mean? Very easy to be
TV, you
distracted.
always said no TV.
No TV too. Yes.
Um,
Not unless it's Monday Night Football.
and then remember when you'd always check our homework and you would always make us erase everything perfectly, no ghost right.
Yes.
But you would get in fights with the boys because you were really strict on that.
Yes, I was.
You were just strict, but I feel like if you were to interview me versus like one of my brothers, they would say things differently. Like, I don't think you were that strict, but they would say you're really strict on them, right?
Probably because you were more in line.
I was a well-behaved child.
Yes, you were.
Any other life lessons that you want to teach us?
No, I don't think so. I just kind of like hold all my values, the way we handle things, and stuff like that. There's a certain way we do things.
I think it's been kind of heartwarming to see how my brothers are starting to become fathers, like Kyle, and just seeing Gaul with Elliot and Dylan. But like Kyle even becoming a father, like I think the way that we've seen you and mom interact and how you've always taken care of mom and kind of doted on her, you see how Gaul and how all your sons just really take care of their significant others. Like Maddie would do anything for Leslie. Erica and Kyle will make sure that, because she's pregnant.
But it takes both people. Yeah, the other half needs to be able to accommodate you. I mean.
Yeah. But it's just nice because I feel like they probably seen you do that growing up and they're carrying it over with being really protective of their significant others.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, I see that right now. I see Gaul and Violet. I do see them. You know what I mean? And Violet just bought a Tesla. You know that? Did you know how much she paid? Huh?
Is it
You know how much she paid?
No.
She bought a white one, a brand new one.
Brand new?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it after.
But then I see Violet and Nick doing very well. You know what I mean? Violet's very good. You know what I mean, with us. You know what I mean? I see like you and Emmanuel are very good. Like Emmanuel comes up and says hi to me. You know what I mean? Right off the bat. You know what I mean? You know, I see Maddie and Leslie are doing pretty good. You know what I mean? Leslie's pretty good when she comes into the house. She'll make sure it looks off the bat, looks right off and finds us. You know what I mean? It says hi. And now, and then with Kyle and his girlfriend,
Fiance.
Erica, that's a little different with her. You know what I mean? She doesn't come and look for you. You know what I mean? She's on her phone, stuff like that, and you kind of like, she's so different compared to the way things are with all you rest of you guys. I'm not sure it's just the way she is or what it is, but it's a little different.
She's
Do
new
you
to
sense
the
that?
family. She hasn't gotten the Wong training from the significant other yet. Kyle's been
Well,
your
usually,
least behaved child.
usually that happens automatically. You know what I mean? But she's a little different. I don't feel that connection with her yet.
Give it time. It's also like a two-way, like you have to make time, you have to make conversation too.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Dad? Speaking of conversation though, because Emmanuel told me that he went on a hike with you guys this weekend and he was trying to have conversation with you and then sometimes you seem disinterested.
Disinterested in what?
I don't
What did we
know.
talk about?
We talked about Tesla, biking, solar panels.
And we talked a little bit, but I was done with it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we try to kind of think about like if this was like an effect of the stroke where you're not as interested in stuff, or is that how you were before? And I think you were like that before where you
I think I was like that before. Maybe not quite. I may not be quite as talkative, maybe, but not by much.
yeah. And I think that's our struggle to decipher. Like, was Dad like this before stroke, or is this a side effect of the stroke? But this has been great, Dad. Thank you for sitting here and talking because this is the most I've heard you talk.